Imagine pulling a penny from your pocket change and realizing it could be worth thousands of dollars. That is the incredible reality with certain Abraham Lincoln 1-cent coins from 1970. At first glance, it may look like an ordinary copper penny, but collectors know that hidden among these coins are rare varieties and mint errors that have sold for a fortune at auction. Today we are diving deep into the story, history, and value of the 1970 Lincoln penny, a coin that could turn loose change into serious money. The Lincoln penny has been around since 1909, when it was first introduced to celebrate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Designed by Victor David Brenner, this iconic coin has gone through small changes over the decades, but the 1970 version is one that truly captured the attention of collectors. The year 1970 was an interesting time for the U.S. Mint. Millions of pennies were struck in both Philadelphia and Denver, and smaller numbers were struck in San Francisco with the S mint mark. Among these, some rare and unusual varieties slipped into circulation, and those are the ones that now command huge prices. One of the most famous is the 1970 small date penny. At first glance, it looks just like any other Lincoln cent, but if you look closely, the numbers in the date tell a different story. The 7 appears level with the 0, and the 9 looks shorter, giving away the small date variety. Collectors chase this version relentlessly, and depending on its condition, it can sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Then there is the 1970 double die obverse, a legendary rarity in the coin world. On this variety, the date and the word Liberty appear doubled, an error caused during the minting process. This mistake created one of the most valuable modern pennies in existence, with pristine examples selling for more than $20,000 at auction. Even regular 1970 pennies can carry value when preserved in high mint state grades. A simple cent that costs just 1 penny to spend can bring $50, $100, or even several $100s if it's flawless and certified by professional grading services. Collectors pay top dollar for red mint luster and coins with no scratches, making these ordinary-looking coins worth a small treasure. Now let's talk about the current market. As of today, a 1970 double die obverse penny in high grade can bring between $12,000 and $25,000. The 1970 small date in gem condition regularly sells for $1,000 to $5,000, while standard 1970 pennies in mint state still fetch a premium of $20 to $100 depending on condition. Even circulated examples of the small date can go for $10 to $50, which is unbelievable considering they were meant to be just pocket change. So the next time you look at your coins, do not dismiss those pennies as worthless. That little brown coin could be the ticket to a surprising payday. History, rarity, and collector demand have all combined to make the 1970 Lincoln penny a star in the numismatic world. Every coin tells a story, and this one tells a story of hidden value waiting to be discovered in the palm of your hand. If you are searching through your old jars, coin rolls, or inherited collections, pay close attention to the date, the mint mark, and the details. That tiny difference could mean the difference between a penny and a fortune. This is what makes coin collecting so exciting, the thrill of the hunt and the possibility of turning everyday change into a life-changing reward. So keep your eyes open, keep searching, and remember that the treasures of history often hide in the smallest of places. Who knows, the next valuable 1970 Lincoln penny might just be waiting for you. Happy hunting, and may your next coin discovery be worth a lot more than just 1 cent. Where every coin tells a story of history, mystery, and hidden treasure. Today we are diving deep into the world of the 1978 Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny coin. At first glance it may look like just another old copper coin sitting in your change jar, but the truth is that some of these pennies are worth far more than just 1 cent. Collectors today are willing to pay hundreds and even thousands of dollars for certain rare examples of the 1978 penny. So if you have one, you might just be holding on to a piece of hidden wealth without even knowing it. Let's start with a bit of history. The Lincoln penny has been in continuous circulation since 1909 when it was first introduced to honor the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the penny became the first United States coin to feature the portrait of a real historical figure. Over the decades, The Lincoln cent has gone through a few changes in design and composition, but in 1978 the penny was still made of 95% copper and 5% zinc. That makes these coins especially popular with collectors because copper cents feel heavier, richer, and more substantial compared to the modern zinc pennies we see today. The year 1978 may seem like just another ordinary year for pennies, but there are certain factors that make these coins special in the eyes of numismatists. The Philadelphia Mint struck hundreds of millions of pennies without a mint mark, while the Denver Mint produced even more pennies with the small letter D below the date. With so many coins made, you might think they are common and worth only face value. And yes, most circulated 1978 pennies are only worth a cent or two. But the story doesn't end there. The key lies in condition, rarity of errors, and special varieties that slip through the minting process. Let's talk about condition first. Collectors prize coins that are in pristine, uncirculated condition. A 1978 penny pulled straight from a roll and kept safe without scratches or discoloration can fetch far more than its face value. In mint state grades, especially MS-65 and above, these coins can sell for several dollars each. That may not sound like much, but remember this is a 1-cent coin we are talking about. And if you happen to have a penny graded MS-67 or higher, the value can jump dramatically into the hundreds of dollars because so few examples exist in that near-perfect state. In fact, some record sales for 1978 pennies in superb condition have reached close to $2,000 at major auctions. That's an incredible return on a coin that was worth just a cent at the time of minting. Now, the real excitement comes when we talk about error coins. Mistakes at the mint create some of the most collectible and valuable pieces. For the 1978 penny, collectors have discovered double die errors, where parts of the design such as the date or the lettering show doubling under magnification. Some of these double die pennies are worth hundreds of dollars depending on how strong the doubling appears. Off-center strikes are another valuable error, where the design is misaligned, sometimes showing a blank crescent of copper on one side of the coin. The more dramatic the off-center strike, the higher the value, with some selling for over $100. You might also find clipped planchets, broad strikes, and even rare transitional errors. Each of these oddities turns an ordinary penny into a highly sought-after collector's item. The demand for copper coins also boosts the value of 1978 pennies. Because the penny's composition changed in 1982 to mostly zinc, collectors look back at the solid copper cents with nostalgia and appreciation. A single 1978 penny may not make you rich, but imagine having an entire roll of brilliant, uncirculated copper coins. That could be worth a small fortune to the right buyer. Dealers and collectors often pay premiums for original rolls or bags of these coins because they know the potential for high-grade examples lies within. So what is the current market value of the 1978 Lincoln penny today? For circulated coins in pocket change condition, they are still worth 1 cent, maybe 2 if you sell them in bulk as copper. But if you have a coin in mint state 65, you could be looking at $5 to $15. In MS-67 condition, prices can soar into the hundreds, and the rarest certified examples have reached prices over $1,000. Special error coins like strong double dies or dramatic off-center strikes can fetch anywhere from $50 to several hundred depending on rarity and demand. The bottom line is this. The 1978 Lincoln penny may not look like much at first, but hidden among those millions of coins are gems worth serious money. Whether you are searching through old jars of change, buying rolls from a bank, or checking your inherited coin collection, do not overlook the 1978 penny. Every coin has a story, and some stories can change your life. So next time you see a penny dated 1978, take a closer look. It could be worth far more than you imagine. And who knows, maybe that little copper coin in your pocket is the start of a treasure hunt that leads you to hidden wealth. Thank you for joining me on this coin adventure. If you enjoyed this journey into the history and value of the 1978 Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny, make sure to subscribe, share this video, and keep the hunt alive. Until next time, happy hunting and may every coin you find bring you closer to your fortune.